Today, let's look how this giant Maris Piper did at growing. Now, I found this in a supermarket bag of potatoes as I was just peeling to make pies, and it was enormous, and I thought it'd be a good idea to see how many potatoes this one potato could grow and how big they could be as an experiment, because they say the ideal seed potato is egg-sized. Now, I didn't knock any of the chits off, the eyes off, so there was a lot of shoots coming up. And it died back early, like all my other potatoes have, at around 15 weeks. So I thought I might as well just harvest it and see what we got. Now, there's nothing too obvious around the outside that any potatoes have grown. The compost is extremely dry, but then I don't water them the few days before I harvest them. There are potatoes, which is a good sign. Now, you can see that giant lump at the top, which is the seed potato. I'm just going to rip it in half to get below it. Now, these potatoes are on the small side, but that is no surprise because I'm harvesting them at 15 weeks, whereas this plant should have gone to 20 at least. So we'll find out what's gone wrong. And that's the first sign there's something wrong. There is a funny texture and colour over this skin of this potato. Don't know if you can see that very well. Okay, let's keep digging. It's a better sized one. Now, I thought this would be a good experiment because they say that the best seed potato is around the size of an egg. So for me to find that huge potato from the supermarket, I thought, yeah, let's give it a go. Let's see if it produces lots of potatoes, more than you'd expect, or are these potatoes going to be super big as well? I thought it'd be a fun experiment to find out. There's another potato with some marks on it. This potato has actually got a split in it as well, which is making me think, is this scab? I know my previous potatoes have been dry. So is this scab? The plant did seem very unwell. So is it just from lack of water, or was this plant diseased? Did I put a disease into my garden? As my sarcomeras do not look well, and my international kidneys do not look well. But at the other end of my garden, my single seed potato challenge potatoes look absolutely fine, other than being eaten alive. They look fine. The plants down this end of the garden have brown spots on, so I'm wondering, is that connected to what's on these potato skins? I was also thinking, is it blight? I don't know. This is my second year of growing potatoes, and in my first year, all my potatoes look so clean. So if you have any suggestions of what this has been or what it is, could you please comment below? I'm also going to add a photo in at the end of these potatoes so you can see close up what they look like. Yeah, there's another mark on it. That one's more of a smudge. I am surprised. This one seed potato is produced a lot of potatoes. I think there's around 20, which I think is quite impressive. And you'll see from my other potato videos that I have learnt that I am next year going to knock some eyes or some chits off before I plant them, in hopes I'll get fewer but bigger potatoes. Yeah, there's another dodgy looking one. Just searching through to find any last little tiddlers. Now, I am surprised that this potato produced 20 or so potatoes, like a lot for one plant. And is that just because it was a bigger potato? We'll never know. I didn't weigh these because I'm not going to eat them. I'm not going to compost them. I'm not going to use them for seed potatoes next year because I do not know what this is. The compost I wanted to reuse, but now I'm going to take it to the recycling centre just in case. And I don't want to reuse that and spread it even further if it is a disease. But yeah, drop a comment below if you know what it is. So here's the photo. There are a few more that look dodgy, but those were the worst ones. And now look, the original potato has marks on it, so is that my first sign? My sarpos were looking very unwell, so I did harvest one at 15 weeks on my sarpos, and that's how it looked at. So there is something wrong. Is that scab? I have cut the foliage right back that was dodgy as much as I possibly could in hopes I'll get some good potatoes from them. They've got 5-6 more weeks at least to go. So yeah, hopefully you'll catch that one in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks guys.